What if I created a show where you saw what it took to become a model?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're exploring the all-new secrets and scandals exposed by Netflix's 3-part top model docuseries Reality Check, Inside America's Next Top Model.
And like, all right, this is going too far. Like, we gotta pull her out of this.
Tyra Banks thought she was honoring diversity in race-swapping photo shoots.
We are actually going to switch your ethnicities. The challenge here really is taking on the persona of that other ethnicity while in the photograph and owning it.
One of the lasting impacts of America's Next Top Model is its envelope-pushing and often tasteless photo shoot themes. In particular, challenges in Cycle 4 and Cycle 13 saw their contestants asked to don makeup and clothing that represented a race or ethnicity other than their own.
Tiffany, you're gonna be Native American. Brittany, an African American woman. Kenya, Korean. Kaylin,
we're featuring you as a Hawaiian.
You can imagine how much of this was done for shock factor. But in Reality Check, Tyra Banks herself expressed that she felt these photo shoots honored racial differences.
Looking at the show now through the 2020 lens, it's an issue, and I understand 100% why.
While she cops to feeling differently now, it's hard to believe that this was about honoring different cultures and not about the shock factor. Whitney Thompson wasn't given clothes her size. The Cycle 10 winner was heralded as a sea change for the show. Whitney Thompson was the first plus-size top model champion.
Whitney.
However, Thompson's time on the show certainly didn't honor her groundbreaking run. During the photo shoots, she was rarely given clothes that fit. They would cut and pin garments around her instead of deigning to have size-appropriate clothes. At times, her mistreatment made her weep after filming days.
They could easily have gotten clothes that were my size, but that was a choice that they made, and I dealt with that as well as I could. Because if they see weakness, you're gone.
This was not a new phenomenon either. Hopeful models' weight was a constant concern for the judges, and they made that known.
When I won, this was like a big deal that a plus-size model was winning on the show. And then, of course, I got a contract with Elite Model Management, and they didn't even have a plus division.
It seems like an unnecessary and unfair hurdle in the competition to punish models who were not sample size. Danny Evans didn't immediately agree to have her gap closed.
You'll get them teeth done?
All the way, completely.
I think all the way. Congratulations. You're still in the running towards becoming America's Next Top Model.
Cycle 6 winner Danny Evans' makeover included dental surgery to close the gap between her 2 front teeth. Although Evans had some concerns on the show, her unwillingness was even stronger than what we saw.
Say, no, I don't want to close my gap. That's not your right to tell me what to do with my body.
Banks' response in the documentary is measured. She insists that real fashion model agents had her convinced that Evans would never work if she didn't close the gap.
That was between a rock and a hard place for me, because there were agents that would tell me she will not work with those teeth. It's just not gonna happen. That's what they told me.
What the documentary does, perhaps for the first time, is let these two stories live side by side in the editing. Evans is clearly not buying what Banks is selling, accusing top model producers of just trying to make good TV at her expense.
Me getting my gap closed is not opening any doors for me. You knew what you were doing for the show. You were making good for TV at my expense.
They didn't always choose the model's best shots. One of the standard defining moments on every episode is when host Tyra Banks and the judges panel select one photo for each contestant and discuss it.
Here's your best shot. Oh, that's hot.
You were amazing to shoot.
It looks a little crotchy.
A little too leg spread and it's a little too...
I like it. It's fabulous.
I don't like it.
Well, according to longtime fixture Jay Manuel, even the photo selection was calculated. Choosing the best photo was not always the goal.
Initially, they were really trying to pull the best shots. But as we started getting into story, and then it turned into, we need better story out of these shots.
Former contestants and Jay Manuel insist Banks, executive producer Ken Mock, and the team behind the show were often more interested in creating a context for a model's elimination than showcasing her skills. It's just one more occasion where generating good TV was more important than finding America's Next Top Model.
The lack of ethics behind the scenes to make quote-unquote good TV, it's really disturbing.
Tyra Banks knew the show wasn't taken seriously.
I couldn't use any of the photos from America's Next Top Model in my actual modeling portfolio. The photo shoots were way overly themed, way too much makeup. I got really far in this competition, but then in real life, I was in the modeling industry, was nobody.
Often presented as almost a boot camp for a modeling career, the show's lofty promise to find the next top model was a losing battle. Top Model was largely seen as an industry joke. Fashion people often excluded models from jobs for even appearing on it.
She was like, I finally asked our agent why you never have castings whenever I go get the castings for all the girls. And she said to me, well, we have to treat Danny differently because she came from Top Model.
That wasn't such a shocker. That's been pretty well known for years, and former contestants have talked about it since. What's worse is that according to Cycle 6 winner Danny Evans, Tyra Banks told her she knew the show hurt the contestants more than it helped.
She's like, I knew that there were certain doors that you couldn't even get into because you did Top Model. And I did nothing about it.
So much for finding the next big thing in modeling. They didn't know how to protect the models.
On set, no one's really paying much attention to it at all. I have to pretty much fend for myself.
It's space now. Huh? I gotta work this out. I need some space.
Several situations, including many that were shown to us, the viewers, were a result of a production team that wasn't sure how to protect its models from harm. Banks admitted as such in Reality Check. Looking back on Cycle 4 contestant Kenya Hill's experience with a male model, Banks regrets that she and fellow producers didn't know how to handle the misbehavior of the male models they hired.
I was trying to empower her with the information that I had to say, you tell him to back up and da-da-da, don't be messing up much. You know, that's kind of what I'm saying, not verbatim.
If anyone should know or have the clout to make a photo shoot and a reality show safe for its participants, surely an executive producer, host, and renowned supermodel should.
And so I say to Kenya, boo-boo, I am so sorry. None of us knew. Network executives didn't know. And I did the best that I could at that time, but she deserved more.
The real story behind Shandy Sullivan's cheating controversy.
You cheated on him? Really? Everybody's messed up, Shandy. I'm not judging you.
As we learned, Cycle 2's most infamous moment has an even darker, more sinister explanation. Sullivan tells the Reality Check team that she blacked out during the event and wished the producers would have intervened.
All I remember is just like remember him on top of me. I was blacked out. No one did anything to stop it. And it all got filmed, all of it.
The defense from producer Ken Mock is that the show is a, quote, documentary, and interfering would have ruined the integrity of the show. But a legitimate documentary team wouldn't set up a scenario where this could have happened.
No matter what happens, while you're on camera, we're going to document all of that.
Once again, with a reality show involving non-industry participants, producers have a responsibility to intervene when it comes to personal safety. We've seen a swift and uncomplicated response on many shows since, with some even halting production as a result of similar incidents.
They actually filmed me talking to the guy and asking him myself, did you wear any protection? Do you have any STDs? And I felt like, why can't you just ask them yourself? Why do you have to film this?
The Tiffany meltdown was way, way worse.
Stop it! I have never in my life yelled at a girl like this. When my mother yells at this, it's because she loves me. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you?
It has since gone down in reality TV history. But the moment Tyra Banks shouted at Tiffany Richardson was apparently much, much more vicious than could be shown on camera. Banks, of course, reiterates her frustrations at the time. She was simply, in her words, upset to see Richardson not believe in herself.
It was probably bigger than her. It was family, friends, society, Black girls, all the challenges that we have. So many people saying that we're not good enough. I think all that was in that moment. That's some Black girl stuff that goes real deep inside of me, but I knew I went too far.
Creative director Jay Manuel insists that Banks's intentions were not nearly as altruistic as she would have us believe. Manuel says that what was shown doesn't even compare to the real thing, and that Banks was escorted off set afterward.
There was a lot more that was really said, and some of the things that were said were really not well-intentioned. I will probably never repeat the lines that were actually said in that room that day.
Judge Nole Marin recollects lawyers arriving on the set as a result of the tirade. Tyra Banks never visited Jay Alexander after his stroke.
Miss J taught me how to walk.
I've known Tyra since she was 16. She had an idea. America's Next Top Model.
He was the first person I called.
The beloved runway tutor had some questionable methods, but in a show that's shockingly harsh on its contestants, Miss J was often a bright spot. In 2022, Alexander suffered a stroke, which rendered him unable to walk.
I spent 5 weeks in a coma. I couldn't walk. I couldn't talk.
While co-stars Jay Manuel and Nigel Barker made the trek to visit him in the hospital, Banks never showed up for her former friend and colleague.
She just sent me a text that she wants to come and visit me. But no, not yet.
The trio's firing from the show in 2012 was a major headline, but over a decade afterward, the relationship still seems strained. Given how many iconic top model moments Alexander is responsible for and the friendship that was there, a visit seems like the bare minimum.
I don't know whether he even wanted me to see him in that way. I was going to go see him. And that was just such a terrible shock and really upsetting and horrifying and scary.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Top Model is coming back. A 25th cycle has been rumored for years.
You guys were demanding it. The viewers wanted more and more and more.
At the end of Reality Check, Banks drops news that it's finally happening, and she'll once again be at the helm. Given all we've seen, it almost feels like a jump scare at the end of a horror movie.
I feel like my work is not done. You have no idea what we have planned for cycle 25.
It highlights something troubling about the whole documentary. No one involved with the show thinks they are responsible. Executive producer Ken Mock defends the original series practices. Jay Manuel kicks all the bad decisions up to Tyra Banks.
So I first asked to be excused from the photo shoot, and Tyra said to me, I will handle this on camera with the girls at judging and da-da-da. Just go and do your job.
Tyra Banks at one point blames the viewers for demanding the show to take bigger and bigger risks at the expense of the model's health. The big question is obvious. After all we know now, should it come back?
And I thank you for that. That is the only way you change. That is the only way you get better, is by somebody calling you out on your... It is important.
Did Netflix's Reality Check change how you look back at Top Model? Tell us in the comments.